Linton.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Dr. Good. Appreciate your testimony. I've got about 3 questions here. One of them has to do with the depth of the well we've all been referring to, which was 9,100 feet or so in depth, with an open completion of another 900 feet, taking it down to about 10,000 feet. Am I kind of reading that right?
I might have not been clear in the information as I was presenting it. The bottom of the well is at about 9,200 feet. That's the maximum depth of the well. Okay. And that's 204 feet into the Precambrian rocks.
Right.
If you go from the bottom of the hole in the Precambrian rocks up to where the bottom of the production casing is set, you have a 977-foot open completion.
Okay. To follow that up, then you indicated that the December 4 and the December 31 incidents at hypocenters at 11,600 and 12,000 feet, a half a mile further down.
Yes.
Than the bottom, well, a little more than that.
Yes.
Than the bottom of the drilling. My question is that a result of the pressure that the injection is pushed under to have been able to push it down a half a mile below what the bottom of the drilling site was? Or is that some sort of natural migration that can occur in this type of injection process?
In answering that question, it's important to realize that having the hypocenter with these earthquakes at roughly a half a mile below the bottom of this well does lend some suspect as to whether this well is triggering the earthquakes or not. All right? However, if you buy into the notion that this well is triggering those earthquakes, it could be facilitated by fluids moving through. The well doesn't have to intercept the fault. It can intercept fractures within the Precambrian basement, of which it has 204 feet of borehole to do it, so it's likely it has intercepted a fracture or two. And those fractures are associated with faults. All right? Excuse me, I said that backwards. If you have a fault, you will get fracturing with it. Fractures can be created by other means. But if there is indeed, well, we do indeed have evidence for a fault, the way that this well could facilitate fluid moving to it would be through fracture systems that lead down to where that fault has occurred.
Follow-up, Chair?
Yes, sir.
Moving kind of to its conclusion, if I don't have this, call this a slip, if I don't have this slip in New Year's Eve, the slip is a result of pressure buildup being released. If that pressure buildup isn't released at that time, it's going to be released at some future time, because that exists independent of whether or not I have a borehole down there anyway.
Absolutely.
And if I don't have, aren't I getting gradual releases on what the pressure buildup is and lessening the intensity of any future earthquake?
That is a topic of conversation, and if you have triggered an earthquake, you have released stress that had built up along that fault. So we can't say if it's going to happen someday. We just can't say when. It might be many, many generations down the road before it naturally could have, released itself. But yes, you have released built-up pressure along the fault system, along a fault plane.
Lastly, Chair, and I guess maybe this was Dr. Chase that said this, that the horizontal drillers are exceeding what the current safety standards are for drilling. And I guess, unfortunately, I didn't think of it then. You're standing there now. If he wants to jump back up, I don't think the chair will object. should we, and since they are exceeding what the minimum requirements are for safety in the horizontal drilling now, should DNR move their regulations to match the current safety that our drillers are performing to? Should we, they're the ones that are moving the goalposts, should we move our regulations to where they're moving the goalposts?
If it's okay with Chairman Hall, I would prefer the answer to that question to Dr. Chase. Chairman, he's willing.
I would say no.
Okay.
I would say if the standards are fine and people are willing to exceed it and on behalf of doing things the right way, I think we should just be grateful. I think if we see that the standards we've set don't hold up, and because people meet them and then we have failures, then we should change it.
Thank you, Dr. Vick.